Hi, my name's Helen Cook. I am a reader leader for a shared reading group that is held in the pain clinic. All members have chronic pain, including myself. I originally was a group member, and due to a strange set of circumstances during lockdown and the pandemic, I became our reader leader. I was referred to the shared reading group by a pain consultant. I was part of a coping college that the pain clinic were running, which was I think a 6-week course. You went for an hour, 2 hours each week, and you discussed how pain worked in the body, how pain medications work in the body, and different coping strategies for dealing with and living with chronic pain. I mentioned that one of my coping strategies was to read, because I can disappear into a book. I'm quite happy there. And while my brain is focused on the book, it cannot focus on the pain so much. The pain's still there, it's just not the focus of the mind at the time while you're reading. So the consultant put me in touch with the then reader leader, and it absolutely changed my life. I became Helen that had conditions and chronic pain, not chronic pain, that happened to be called Helen. And that was a big revelation for me, something I really needed at the time. Absolutely invaluable. So I'd go as far as say it saved my life. I became very much a person again. I became me again. It gave me back to me, which was priceless. So because I had got so much from being a group member, I looked into doing the training to be a reader leader, because if I could give one person half of what I'd got as a group member, I would do anything to do that, because what I got was so much. It's so hard to describe how much I got from being a group member. I think anybody can get involved with the reader. You can hit their website for resources, for volunteer training, for reader leader training, for being a group member. There are open groups all over the city, in fact all over the country, that you can call in on and explore shared reading, which I highly recommend, whether you have chronic pain, a long-term condition, anything or nothing. If you have no problems, go to shared reading anyway. You will definitely benefit from it. I know my arts and health partnership worked because I became me again whilst going to this group. I became a person. I became a person with ideas, opinions, thoughts, and they all mattered. They were all taken seriously. Nothing was ever cast aside, or I was never told I was being stupid or silly or anything like that. That group was there to say, that's not how I think, but I see why that's how you think. Everyone was always so supportive. Great thing about our group, and I'm sure it's the same of other shared reading groups, because it is a founding principle of how you run a shared reading group. Everybody's opinion, everybody's words matter, and they're important. I was also in a very dark place when I first joined the group. I'd had to leave teaching, which I just worked really hard to get my degree. It was very difficult. So I'd lost a lot. And I was going through a grieving process for the things I'd lost, for independence, mobility. Suddenly found myself on crutches, then in a wheelchair. It was not fun times, but that group each week the sun started to shine through the clouds and made life worth living again. And doing the reader leading and becoming our reader leader has given my life so much purpose. And I'd lost all my purpose and meaning. I was totally lost. And now I can't imagine life without shared reading.